In the beginning, because of the thought that was in my mind when I first sat to meditate, I saw them as like a dead person that was really smart. And as time has gone on, I'm realizing that they are infinite intelligence and that they are as broad or as deep as the question that is being asked. So they no longer feel like a person to me, like you'd talk to your dead father or someone. They feel like infinite intelligence, although they have very specific personality. I feel their love and their humor, their appreciation of every person that they interact with. Their intelligence, that's probably the best word I would use to describe them.
The stage I've reached, and I can't seem to, I see no reason to get past it, I guess. I remember once when I finally discovered the word ineffable. And what the word ineffable means is there's no words for it. And I had, even before this, I had come to the decision that the closer I got to understanding what all that is out there, the less words there would be for it. It's like I don't try to understand about how the electricity was created to make all this go around here, the lights and the sound and so on and so forth. I just know I just have to flip a switch, and I trust that the switch will turn the light on. And to me, our work with Abraham is like that. I've lived enough life, had enough experiences before Abraham and with Abraham to feel really, really good about the power of what they're teaching and the value to the individual. Life was really, really good before Abraham. We were very healthy. We had a wonderful relationship. We had a wonderful income. We had a wonderful career, business, fulfilling work to do, something that was really rewarding, something that I just absolutely loved. I thought I would never, ever, ever stop it. I always said if I never made a penny out of it, I'd keep doing it. I loved it so much. Still have all of that, plus all of that. But on the other hand, I now understand a life. The big questions are answered. In other words, I understand the purpose of life is joy. Whereas before, I thought joy was kind of like, maybe we shouldn't get too joyous. Maybe we should suffer a little more. Maybe there should be more pain involved. Maybe there's something wrong with me wanting everyone around me to be happy. Maybe there's something wrong with me wanting everyone to enjoy their lives. Maybe that's not the plan. And now I understand that is the plan, that's the ultimate goal in life. Our purpose for being here is to achieve joy. You can use the word joy, but Abraham says in the terms of to feel good. They say that everything that any of us ever do or ever want is for one reason and only. And we may look at those things that other people want as something horrible, but they only want it so they'll feel better. And so that's the ultimate goal for every one of us, is just to feel better, more better. I understand that now. I never understood that.
I don't... so many things that I didn't understand about things that were happening to other people or even to myself, now they're not mysterious anymore. Now, understanding what Abraham has taught us, now you can look at any situation and at least understand that it is changeable and why it's happening in the way that it is. So that's the biggest thing for me. And I'm not afraid of dying anymore. I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid that I've done something inappropriate that's going to cause me to be punished. I'm not worried that I wasn't part of the right organization and I didn't learn the right rules, or didn't follow the rules that I learned. So I feel free.
I've learned also how to back out of any situation psychologically or mentally or however you want to put it fast, so nothing gets up ahead of steam that causes any problems in my life. Often in the past I would let things get too far and then it's too hard to deal with, whereas before, with what Abraham's teaching us about listening to our emotions, I can catch something, it just barely gets off the ground before I change my process of thought and start focusing on something differently, and which then stops that creation of what was beginning to develop. I can see a headache pull back. I can see a little physical thing change just really fast in my life. I can see a relationship issue that would have developed years ago that I just instantly, by just gently changing the thought, to change that whole thing around.
So we're sure and happier still and more prosperous, and we feel freer. Yeah.
And I'm extremely fulfilled.
Yeah.
We'd like to ask Abraham to come and speak to us.
Okay. It just takes a few seconds. I won't move much. Just... It is nice to have an opportunity to visit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have some questions for you, and the first question I want to ask is, how can we believe this? How can we believe that one person can close their eyes and concentrate and suddenly there's someone else there? Help me with that.
Well, we would rather that you believed something even more than that, and that is that not just one person can do that, but all persons can and do. You are all extensions of source energy. And so you could never separate yourself from the stream of consciousness that is really you. It is just that many of you have formed such barricades or separation. You see yourself so separately. And when you release those barriers and allow who you really are to begin flowing, that's when your life really becomes fun. You cannot separate yourself from that which you really are. Esther cannot separate herself from that which is Abraham.
Who and what is Abraham?
Well, words are tricky because from your physical format, you are accustomed to seeing things from your physical point of view. But we are non-physical consciousness. We are source energy. We are vibration. We are thought. We are not so different from you. You are an extension of that which we are. Everything that is physical is an extension of that which is source, you see. And so we are just a purer form of the energy that is actually you, meaning we do not have thoughts of resistance that keep us from being that which is a vibrational match to source, while in your physical form, sometimes you do.
Have you ever been human?
Well, the question has a misunderstanding at its basis that we want to clarify first, and that is to say that everything that is physical is an extension of that which is non-physical. Physical friends often look at life from their physical format and they think, well, it's either dead or alive, so it's either physical or non-physical, when in reality it is always non-physical, and sometimes that non-physical focus is focused into the physical. So the question, have you ever been physical, implies that we are not right now physical, while Esther and Jerry and you and so many others are the physical extension of that which we are. It's sort of like saying to your toaster, why don't you be the electrical current also? And the toaster says, I'm the toaster, the electrical current will be the electrical current. And we're wanting you to understand that source energy will always be source energy. But source energy expresses itself in physical form all around you.
Why the name Abraham?
The process that Esther uses to interpret for us is a process where she receives blocks of thought, sort of like downloading to a computer, if you will, like radio signals. And Esther receives the block of thought at an unconscious level and then finds, also at an unconscious level, the physical word equivalent. So even the label Abraham was a label that Esther fashioned at an unconscious level because it was the best descriptive word that explained easily in one label, like you want your names to be, that which we are. In other words, we're at the heart of every religion that exists. We've been around for a very long time, and so it was just the best name. It also puts us first in the phone book.